So I've seen a lot of the discourse online around natural hair, the people who choose to wear their natural hair versus the people who don't, people who wear wigs, the bust downification of braids, etc., etc. It's a lot. It's a lot going on in the community currently, and I promise, I'm not here to add to that. What I want to do is just offer some advice, especially to people who are just now turning natural or they're choosing to wear their natural hair out more. You know, summer is coming up, and so, you know what I mean? I just want to offer some advice based on my own personal experience and just dealing with my own natural hair in general. Okay, I've experimented a lot with my hair ever since going natural. So I've done the texturizers, I've tried relaxing again, I've done locks, I've done it all. In 2023 I had the unfortunate experience of going to a Dominican Republican hair salon, and I got severe heat damage as well as a really bad dye job, and let's not even go into it. But I feel like ever since then it's been very hard for me to just focus on my health goals and my length goals and all those things, because I've just been experimenting way too much and doing way too much. But I finally feel like I'm in a place where I am in flow with my goals and I have like a good routine set up. And so, yeah, like I said, this is just me offering some of my advice. The first thing I would say is that you need to know your hair type. And I'm not talking about like the type 4, A, B, or C. I'm not talking about that typing system. I'm talking about you either have fine, medium, or coarse hair. The professional typing system goes based on strand size or diameter, which is what I just said, fine, medium, or coarse hair. Density, which is how many hair strands you have per section in your hair. So that can range from low density, medium density, high density. And then you have like porosity. So you could either have low porosity, which means that your hair has a hard time absorbing water or product, or you could have medium/normal porosity, which it means that it doesn't have a hard time and it's not super easy, it's just regular. And then obviously you have high porosity, which just means that your hair strand is more porous, or I think also the cuticle is raised to the point where it's very easy for hydration and product to get in, but it's also very easy for it to get out as well. I would suggest finding a professional, doing a consultation of some sorts, just so you can understand your hair, and they will also be able to tell you if your hair is damaged for any reason, because based on your hair's health, that determines the porosity of your hair as well. So that's one of the first things that you have to do, is just know your hair type, because though the products in or directed for natural hair, it tends to say textured hair, coily hair, curly hair, but for more professional grade or salon quality hair products, it's categorized using the professional hair typing system. So you would see fine, medium, or coarse hair referenced on those products. So you want to know, that way you can navigate both the products that are made strictly for curly hair, and then the products that are made for professional or salon use or whatever. You know, it's just good to know. And then obviously the hair typing system for the natural hair community, or for the hair community in general, it just categorizes the shape of your curl. So obviously if you have for A hair, then the curl is a little bit more like S-shaped, and then obviously you have for B, which is more of like a spiral, and then you have for C, which is more of like a Z shape. That information is important, especially if you want to maybe grow your hair out or target specific hair concerns that you might have. You want to know exactly what products you need to use based on your hair type. So just knowing both, I feel like, is essential. The other main thing I would say that you would need to really take care of your hair or to have it thrive is a routine. You have to have routines in place, okay? I'm kind of lazy, so I limit a minimum of 1 wash day per week. And so you have to figure out what day you can set some time aside to have your wash day. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff online about the Abby Young method and this method and that method, and it's like 52 products in the lineup. And this just adds to the amount of work that you have to do. First of all, where are you in your hair journey? Do you need all these products? This is something that you have to ask yourself, right? And I think instead of paying attention to what everyone else is doing, focus on creating a routine that will work for you and that you can stick to. So, for instance, I recently had to cut some hair off because I had heat damage because I went on a silk press bender. That's on me, okay? So what I decided to do is for every wash day, which is 4 wash days a month, if I'm going based on, a weekly wash day schedule, I have allocated a specific treatment for each wash day. So with my 4 wash days, I have 1 regular wash day, which would be my moisturizing, hydrating shampoo, conditioner, and that's it. There's no deep conditioning involved. There's nothing else involved, right? The second wash day is my strengthening wash day, where I would use a lot of like strengthening and bond building products or treatments in my wash day lineups. And then I have my third wash day, which is a moisturizing wash day, where I will deep condition. I focus on deep conditioning, and because of that I use a lot of like hydrating, moisturizing products for that wash day, and I will deep condition with heat. Okay, so that is my moisturizing wash day routine. And then I have a clarifying / detoxing wash day routine, where I will use a detoxifying and clarifying shampoo. I would use probably a scalp scrub. I would also condition. I don't have to deep condition on that day, so I probably won't. If I feel like deep conditioning, then I will. That is basically the 4 wash days in my routine. I'm not going to use 50 steps every single wash day because that's going to put me off committing to my wash days. You know what I mean? I will start dreading my wash days. And so having staple wash days every single week, once a week, twice a week, whatever works for you, just make sure that you're washing your hair every week. Not washing your hair doesn't equal faster hair growth, and scientifically that is not possible because you need a clean, healthy, functioning scalp for you to be able to grow long, healthy hair. It's facts. It's scientific. Now, whether you assign specific treatments for specific wash days, that's completely up to you and where you're at in your own personal hair journey. That's not for me to tell you what you do on your wash days. It's completely up to you. Once you have your wash day routine in place, you also need a moisturizing routine and a style routine that works for you. So for your moisturizing routine, you can either use the LOC method, which just means that you're leave-in, an oil, and a cream, or you could use the LCO method, which just means a leave-in, a cream, and an oil. Now, sometimes products come built in 2-in-1, so you won't need to use a leave-in and a cream because the leave-in and the cream is already in one product, right? And also sometimes the hair oil is a built-in hair serum, and you might use that first and then use the cream, which is also a leave-in. You know what I mean? So you don't have to use multiple products for this either. Sometimes it's just a 2-in-1 situation. So what I'm currently doing right now, I would go in with my hair oil / serum first and then use my cream / leave-in afterwards, because the products are 2-in-1, right? And once I've done that, that's when I kind of go into my style routine. Right now, I'm stuck on doing finger coils because that is what has given me my curls back. I still have some damage. It's not as bad, like it's not straight and stringy or any of those things, but my hair is very limp and my elasticity is short. As my hair grows out, maybe I will switch up the routine eventually, but this is what is working for me. And yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with it. I did have a dream recently though that I lost hair in the middle of my head, and I don't know if that's due to stress or if that's due to me continually finger coiling. I don't know. I don't have the clarity on that yet, but maybe I take it as a sign. Is like maybe switch up the routine every now and again. So I'm trying to see if I can switch between braid outs and my finger coils, but I really love the finger coiling method that I'm on right now. So that is basically my style routine, but you have to figure out what style works for you. If your hair prefers twist styles, if they prefer mini twists, mini braids, my advice would be find something that you can master that you like and just roll with it. I love more of like an afro volume, high volume type of look. Some people may love cornrows, they may love twists, they may love flat twists, you know? So you don't have to know how to do everything. Pick one thing, perfect it, and then just use it until you're tired and you want to try or do something else. You know what I mean? But don't get distracted. You know what works for you, so that's how you show up every wash day. And it might become a bit boring, it might become a bit repetitive, but that's why you have like a backup style that you would do to just like switch things up and keep things exciting, right? So find a style, master it, because then that makes your wash day so easy, so seamless. I would say maybe 2 hours on wash day with washing, conditioning, moisturizing, styling. Like it depends on if I've deep conditioned or not. It depends on the style that I'm doing. Like, is it taking a little bit more time than normal? Am I blow drying? Like, you know, it just depends on what I'm doing. But typically my wash days don't go over 3 hours. Like 3 hours is even pushing it. So you just have to find your routine. Once you find your routine, you will find a groove. And once you find a groove, it becomes easier. Let's talk about products, right? There's so much out there to try. I would say focus on finding your staple products that you know, like, okay, this is what I like for my wash days. This is what I like for this. This is what I like for that. Like, you have to figure out what works for your hair, because when people give product recommendations, or me personally, if I'm watching someone, let's say style routine, and they're saying, okay, to style my hair today into these flexi rods, I used such and such mousse, such and such gel, such and such custard, right? I'm not gonna go out and find exactly what they use expecting the same results, because based on my hair type, the products may not work or it may not give me the same results. What I will do is go into my cabinet and find the mousse that works for me, because mousse is one of the base products that they used. Okay, so they may have used something from, let's say, the Dew, but I know the Design Essentials mousse is what works for me. So I'm gonna get my Design Essentials mousse, and they may have used some custard or some gel from some brand, right? I know what custard works for me if I have a custard. I know gel doesn't work for me, so maybe I would do like a cream-based product instead. Or I would just do the mousse by itself. Or I would apply the cream first and then the mousse, instead of applying the mousse first and then the cream like they did. You get what I'm saying? Once you've figured out your staple products, once you've figured out your staple hair routine, it makes it easier to try other things, because you know what products work with your hair to give you specific results. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't overcomplicate your life. Products are a little bit more tricky because it does take some time to really like experience with the products or experiment with the products, see if they work for you, in what order that you should use them to make sure you get the results that you want and avoid product buildup, product flaking and all those things. But these little things, they're just preferential. You know, I won't come on here and say you should stop using gels. Gels causes da, 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 da. This is a little bit extreme. It's an overgeneralization, and I feel like that is how people have kind of shared information in the natural hair community or in their hair journey or whatever the case is. But just because something doesn't work for me, or one method or routine doesn't work for me, that it means that it won't work for someone else. A lot of the stuff when it comes to your natural hair journey, it's gonna be a personal thing. It's gonna be things that you figure out, regardless of if it's scientifically proven as accurate or not. On a personal level, sometimes it ends up being a little bit different, but you do have the main things, the basics that you should know, or the basics that you should implement so you can have a really good experience with your hair. You know what I mean? Or just make it easier to manage your hair or style or deal with your hair, whatever, you know? So what I would say is that you should just stick to the basics. And part of the basics is just knowing your hair, knowing your hair type, your density, your porosity, and then from there you can really take the time in experimenting with products by reading the labels, okay? Reading ingredients. Are these ingredients okay for if the products get on my skin? Will it cause me to break out? Is it too heavy? You know, like these are things that you research on your own, and then you get your products and you create your routines, okay? Your wash day routines, your styling routines, your moisturizing routines. So these are the basics. And then from there, it's based on preference. How do you like to style your hair on wash days? You know what I mean? What kind of wash days do you want to implement? You know, is my hair on the drier side? Do I need to implement more moisturizing and hydrating products and put the strengthening products on pause? Because with strengthening products, it can cause like protein overload, which causes your hair to feel dry, to be brittle, to break easily. If your hair is dry, that leads to breakage, that leads to tangles, and you might need to actually implement 2 wash days a week instead of having just the 1 a week, you know? But again, it all comes down to the individual. It comes down to the person. And I do want to say, like, it doesn't really matter if you are a straight natural, blow dry natural, if you wear wigs, if you wear braids, etc., etc. You do what you want to do with your hair. You style your hair in the way that works for you. But I do think having your basic routines in place and knowing, making sure that you're actually taking care of the hair before putting it into protective styling, I do think that it's important. I do think knowing your hair type is important. I do think having routines around your hair that contributes to healthy hair, healthy scalp, I think that's also important. How you style your hair is not really an issue if you're taking care of your hair properly. So yeah, that is all for the video. Hopefully this was helpful in some way. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments. Don't forget to like. If you're interested in seeing more videos from me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.